Lori Vitale. On this episode of Lori in the Kitchen. Now, you know, I love one pot wonders, and it seems like you guys do too. And every time I make one, everybody's like, more, more. I literally picture you guys like this behind the screen. More, we want more. So I thought, well, I want to do like a spaghetti kind of one pot wonder type of thing, but I want to make it even easier than that, which means everything in one single step. Now, I've seen this recipe kind of all over the web, all over the web nowadays. I think of my mom when she says things like that, all over the web. It's all over the places. And so many of you have brought this recipe to my attention and asked me if I could try it and if I could share it with you. And it is the one pot spaghetti. Now, I love adding different things to it. This happens to be my favorite concoction. It's flavorful, cooked to perfection, so good, so easy, feeds an army, gets done in about 15 minutes from start to finish. You need very few ingredients and you can change them up. Now, what I have here, this is some Italian roasted garlic and pepper sausage. Any sausage you like will work. This happens to be already cooked, but it's perfectly fine. I'm gonna have some spaghetti here. I've got lots of garlic and onion, water, tomato puree. You can use any tomato product you like. I've got some basil pesto. You can substitute just fresh basil if you want. Lots of parm and some salt. No sauteing, no searing, no nothing. Everything in one pot. Very easy and simple. But I did want to mention, you can use so many different things. If you don't want to use sausage, use meatballs. If you don't want to use meat at all, don't use it. The beauty about this recipe is how versatile it is and how you can really customize it to what you like and what you have on hand. If you have fresh tomatoes, use that and then just substitute more water instead of the tomato puree. So it's really easy, everything in one pot. I've got my big pot here, and I'm gonna add my water. Now you can imagine how flavorful this is going to be, right? It's going to be a beautiful tomato basil sauce with all that flavor from the sausage. I just love recipes like this. And I'm also going to add my pesto. You can use as much or as little as you want. And the pesto is infused with garlic and of course basil, duh. It's got some olive oil in there. It's got pine nuts. It's got parm. So it's got a lot of flavor already. And then all you do, this is how simple this is. I'm going to actually wait spaghetti until the very last. You add everything in one pot. And I know this sounds crazy and you think, Laura, I don't like mushy pasta. And trust me, I don't either. Mushy pasta to me is just as bad as undersalted meat in a cold bath. It's just not good. I don't like it. You give this a stir, just like that. And everything just cooks beautifully. You add your pasta. Bring this just like this to a boil. Bring this over here, bring this to a boil. As the water, as the sauce starts to heat up, the spaghetti will start to sort of wilt in the sauce. Bring this to a boil, give everything a really good stir, let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the pasta is al dente. We don't want mushy pasta. And then we're gonna add a couple more ingredients and that is done. So now you see, you can get a perfectly delicious meal on the table in absolutely no time and getting one pan dirty. And the best part about it, even though I do love one pot wonders of any kind, there is no worrying about stirring, sauteing, searing, no other steps. You can go take your coat off, take your shoe off, get ready for dinner time, and dinner is cooking while you're doing that. So it's perfect for that, and you can use whatever you've got. So I'm gonna let this come to a boil, let it cook for about 10 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. Look how good this looks. Now this actually, once it came to a boil, make sure you kind of work the spaghetti in the liquid and then you let it cook until al dente. Mine took exactly 10 minutes at the point of when it was like rapidly boiling, and it is absolutely cooked perfectly to al dente. Now when I first made this, Jill was like, why can you do this with every sauce, And you need the right amount of course, liquid and things like that. And it's a little tiny bit looser, well, not really, than if you were to make this just in sauce. By the way, I did add some parm, but look at that. I mean, it is just phenomenal. And I just want to plate this so that you can see that all that sauce, all of that broth really, has now just turned into the most glorious thick sauce. And you can see that the pasta is still holding beautiful shape. It is not mushy. The onion has cooked down really well. The sausage is just kind of hitting me in the face, and it is just the best punch in the face I have ever received. It smells so delightful. And look, come closer. Now I know what you were thinking. You were going to think this is going to be so liquidy and soupy. Do you see any liquid? I don't see any liquid. What I see is a bowl of pasta that needs to be applied to the mouth. That's what I see. And I need to give this a taste test because it has just been sitting there calling my name. Let's try the pasta first. I'm telling you, it is just perfectly cooked. That was a pathetic bite. That was not a Laura bite. Also, make sure you taste this halfway through cooking to make sure you don't need to add any salt. I did add a pinch of salt, but that will depend on whether or not you're using stock instead of water, a pre-made sauce instead of tomato puree, how salty your sausage is. So just taste test it halfway through to make sure you don't oversalt it. That was a Laura bite. This is so perfect, I don't know what to do with myself, but I know what you should do. You should go to laurainthekitchen.com, get the recipe, make it with whatever you have on hand. That should be your challenge. I mean, you can make this exact version, but really just try to see what you have on hand and throw it in a pot. I'm telling you, it will work out. If you just follow the amounts of everything, because it's all about that ratio, you're gonna be amazed. Hope you've enjoyed spending time with me. Let me know down below what kind of one pot wonders you want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Bye.